Hey guys, Etian here. I'm very excited today to be talking about something that is quite interesting about my comic book. Throughout the years and centuries and when the comic book industry started, there's been a lot of good stories, original stories and stories that we've all consumed. But today, I'm talking about Beats of War. You can see it in the back, my new comic book that is part of the Etian universe. Today, I'm going to be talking about how I created some characters and how I created some elements and themes and little things that make the comic book universe really unique from what's out there. So now, I'll start with something that's quite interesting, and it's the culture of my culture in Africa, where I come from. Mostly the Bantu people from Central Africa. Central Africa, the Bantu people covers Rwanda, Uganda, Congo, Kenya, and Tanzania. So that sort of region, right? So I kind of started looking at some of the kings that might have ruled those parts of the world during like 70 or 50 years ago. And I came across this. I don't know if you guys can see it, or it's the other way around. This is like a haircut from some of the tribes from Central Africa. And when I was sort of trying to figure out how the Etians would look like on the planet where, E.T comes from in my comic book story, I sort of drew inspiration from their haircut on how they cut their hair and applied it to the look of the final Etians. I'm gonna make that pop on the screen at some point as well. I don't know if you can see it properly. So you've got the Queen Mother, the Major General, and the General Commanders of the Etians, and the general look of all the Etians. So they will have different looks to themselves to differentiate who they are, their roles in that universe, on that planet. So that's kind of like where I drew inspiration, and something really that I wanted to sort of draw from, so that my artists and myself, we can create something unique for you guys out there. So the other thing that is quite cool, we're talking about comic books and the universe and things that we do love to consume. When you're thinking about a superhero story, you're gonna automatically think about a spaceship or some sort of gear. It can be like, for Batman, it's a motorbill, his car, right? And motorcycle and all the toys, right? But when you think about like an alien story from another world, you're thinking about spaceships and warships and motherships, more like Star Wars. Like there's so many different designs that come with that franchise, that IP that people have sort of grown to love and connect with. So at the genesis of our comic book, the start of our comic with Beats of War, I kind of wanted to start creating things that are quite unique to themselves, draw from real landmarks that are around Scotland and other instruments and elements that are part of my culture that will make the designs so unique to themselves. So if you check this out, right, I don't know if you see this, I think yes, you can. This is the Titan crane in Glasgow. So if you can Google Titan crane in Glasgow, Scotland, it will pop up and you see its design. So I drew inspiration from that to create the look of the mothership from the Etian. So this will appear in future issues. It already appears in issue 3 as sort of a memory, but it's going to appear in few battles in space. And you've got this instrument called Muduli. This is from Central Africa, but recently I learned from a friend that actually even in South America, they do have these instruments that play them through other cultures when they're doing like capoeira. That dance where you do like few kicks. I forgot the name of it. Comment in the description. Let me know how they call that. Anyway, this is called Muduli, but obviously it will have a name in different cultures around the world that use this. So you've got a little string that is being held by this wooden stick, and then you've got this sort of round flute thing that glows, and then they dry that, take out the seeds, and they dry it in the sun for quite some times. So when they take the seeds out and it's all, dried up, if you connect that to that wooden stick with a string and you hit that, you'll create that cool sound. So you find people on the streets in Africa playing this. And I was like, what about I draw inspiration from this and I do my own warships? So the warships are based on these Muduli music instruments from Africa and other parts of the world. Anyway, when I said Africa with Muduli, I remember saying this back home, but I didn't know, like, with different cultures around the world, you can discover so many things about characters, what they use. So that's what I've been doing, you know, just researching on what's under sea life, what characters use, the landmarks that are quite fascinating around me, and draw inspiration to put in my comic book universe. So with Beats of War, right now we're in issue 4, issue 5 coming out before the year ends, and once the issue 5 comes out, from next year I'll be doing graphic novels like we'd mentioned. We'll be giving you more chunk to the story, more depth to different characters, so you could feel invested in these characters. I'm pretty excited about that journey, but today I wanted to do a quick fun fact about our characters and other, you know, things like warships and spaceships that in the universe, and how we create them, how I come up with these ideas, where I draw inspiration. I feel like life itself is an inspiration, so what's around us is what I always try and draw inspiration from. And kudos to my artists that I work with on Beats of War for, you know, for putting up with my ideas when I share them with these lots of photos of what they have to so draw from to create what I'm thinking. And sometimes I do sketches in my sketchbook and then send them that, and that's how we create these unique looks and these unique elements and themes that come as part of this universe. So the universe is growing. I'm so excited to share those fun facts about the universe and Beats of War. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so when I drop a video you get notified. I'll see you again next week on another video.